What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. Shout out to Eric Calhoun, who was the winner of last week's $50 giveaway. Appreciate everybody who comments, likes, subscribes, all that good shit. Appreciate all y'all as always, man. Shout out as always too to everybody who is members of PropsMadeEasy.com. Over 22,000 active users at Props Made Easy. Appreciate everybody who has made that decision, and now you are saving a ton of money on the tools themselves and making more than you've ever made. The home run predictor continued its dominance throughout the weekend. Top plays, top nuke calls from the home run predictor continue to go crazy, and it just shows you, man, the data is what is the most important. If the more data you're taking in at every single play that you play, the more likelihood you are to hit. Now, does this mean you need to go out and do 20-man home run parlays every day? Of course not. But you can have fun with it. Put a quarter of your normal unit size on a home run parlay, and then most of your units go on these smarter plus EV spots. You feel what I'm saying? So either way, not going to do any type of ranting. Happy Monday, man. Hopefully everybody had an amazing weekend. PropsMadeEasy.com is only $20 a month, man. Lock in. Let's get straight to the picks for today. So first thing we see when it comes to NBA, actually, I don't think there's any NBA today, is there? So there's no NBA today. So what we're going to do is we're going to select any WNBA going on today. Any top picks for WNBA? Let's look at it. Okay. So once we select the multiple sports, we have NBA selected, NHL. We don't even need NBA because NBA is not going on right now. NHL, MLB, and WNBA are selected for the video purposes right now. Let's go ahead and update that, take NBA off of it. At the top of the list, we will see, and this is just Prizepicks to start out. We got a couple plays that are looking real good for Prizepicks right now. We have JT Ginn, over 4.5 strikeouts, at a 6.07 EV on the over for him. 41 books are averaged into an average consensus of minus 136, 4.52 AI simulation projection. So again, this is everything we look for, right? This is everything we want when it comes to these DFS books. Books like Prizepicks, Underdog, Betr, Dabble, all of these books that have those fixed payouts on either side. Our goal is 5% or higher EV, 30 or more books baked into the consensus odds. That way you know it's solid, true odds. And then you have the AI simulation projection on the same side as well. So you have so many different data points pointing towards this happening. So JT Ginn over 4.5 strikeouts is a fantastic option. Now, new people who may be new to sports betting, just because the tool tells you that a play is great does not mean these plays are going to hit every single time you play them. Sometimes the most amazing plays of the day end up not hitting. That's the game we're in. It's about longevity. It's about continuing to play these great plays on a consistent basis over a longer term. For example, if you get a month of Props Made Easy, if you're a brand new bettor, you get a month of Props Made Easy, and you only play plays that are 5% or higher EV on every single site you play them on, you will be profitable by the end of the month. Question is will you do that consistently, even after a losing day? That is what is going to change between whether you immediately become a profitable bettor or if you're a losing bettor. It is what it is. I mean, you're going to have to withstand those loss days that are inevitable and continue playing smart, okay? Alec Thomas, over 0.5 bases, is a good pairing with JT Ginn. 6.03 EV percent. 41 books are baked into a minus 135.9 for him. AI simulation projection on the over as well. As you could tell, multiple Props Made Easy members have already liked those two plays. I also like those two plays. So JT Ginn over 4.5 strikeouts. Alec Thomas over 0.5 bases are two of the best Prizepicks value plays we have for these three sports right now. Right under there, we have a few options. Now, I wanted to talk about WNBA because as you guys already know, WNBA doesn't have as many player prop books that offer it, right? So you're not going to get the crazy consensus count as you will with some of these big sports like MLB, NHL, NBA. You're not going to get the same consensus count. So I don't want you to worry as much about the consensus count. Obviously, the higher the better is going to be great. Like if you had to choose between one solid EV play that's got 2 consensus books and another that's got 14 like Gabby Williams, of course you'd go Gabby Williams, right? And also the amount of plays that you're going to have available to you that are going to be amazing value just won't be as plentiful just because you don't have as many options out there. But Gabby Williams, over 10.5 points, is a 4.59 EV, so not too bad, pretty close to that 5%, minus 131 of the consensus odds across the 14 books that are taken into consensus. We don't have AI simulation projections for WNBA, but nonetheless, you do have the EV data, the consensus data off of the other 14 books that have Gabby Williams points. So Gabby Williams over 10.5 points will be a good little spot to go there as well, okay? So no NHL I noticed at the top of the list here, but those are some of the best prize picks. JT Ginn over 4.5 strikeouts, Alec Thomas over 0.5 bases, Gabby Williams over 10.5 points are going to be some of your best options that you have for prize picks. Now let's open this up a little bite. Let's go Underdog, Betr, DraftKings Pick 6, Dabble, Vivid. Let's do all the DFS books in general. At the top of the list, you have Agua Mike. I don't know how to say her name ever. Agua Mike, over 7.5 rebounds on DraftKings Pick 6. She has consensus odds of minus 180 across 2 consensus books. Now, this is a little bit worrisome. There's only 2 books that are offering her rebounds at the moment. Okay? That's not a very big sample. Nonetheless, those 2 books average out to minus 180 consensus odds on the over 7.5 rebounds, which is going to be great value on DraftKings Pick 6. Now, if you're determined to play WNBA, then you can take a play. I mean, this is huge EV, so you can take a shot and hope those 2 consensus books are right, or you could say, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit safer. 2 consensus isn't enough for me. I'm going to wait a little longer, see if more books are added to this, and then I'll pull the trigger on it. So you can go either way. For me personally, I'd probably wait. Because, I mean, there's other options on the board, so there's no need for me to force that. All right? Alec Thomas over 0.5 bases on Underdog at 7.28 EV would be a better value over on Underdog due to the payout structure. Will Benson over 0.5 bases on Betr is a good option that you could put in. 6.95 EV. 39 books have this at minus 141. AI simulation projection also on the over, so good spot for Will Benson, who's been absolutely slugging the ball this year. JT Ginn, who we talked about. Alec Thomas on Prizepicks, like we talked about. Gabby Williams on Underdog is a 5.83 EV, so better payout, better option over on Underdog due to the payout structure. Heliot Ramos over 0.5 singles at a 5.7 EV over on Better Picks. Suzuki over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs on Underdog at a 5.49. So you've got plenty of options. Let's open it up. Let's look at every book that we offer. By the way, you should probably see every book that you possibly play here in front of you right here. Okay, they're all amazing options. We have every book you can imagine. If there's a book that you want to get involved in your city and we don't have it, just reach out to the support team at Props Made Easy. Hit them up in the chat, and they will pass it on to the team and get it added. Y'all know we do that pretty quickly. We try to get every single sports book that we can possibly get for y'all. All right, let's update all of them, and let's look at Sharp and Safe. All right, Sharp and Safe, once again, the filter Sharp and Safe at Props Made Easy is going to show you plays that are already favored at minus 120 or higher, so we know that they're already favored to happen. They already have a higher probability than a plus 100 odds play would have, yet they're still high EV. So let's look at Jose Soriano, under 4.5 strikeouts on no VIG at minus 140, so already heavily expected to happen. The high probability on the under 4.5 strikeouts. 8.51 EV percent, minus 172 consensus odds across 43 books. So consensus across 43 books has it at minus 172. Remember, the only plays that are showing here are favored at minus 120 or higher, 5% or higher EV, and 30 or more books baked into the consensus. It checks every box we look for, okay? So Jose Soriano under 4.5 strikeouts at minus 140 on no VIG is an amazing straight bet. And again, when I'm talking on over these regular books like no VIG, Fanatics, DraftKings, FanDuel, all of these, I'm talking about straight bets. Straight bets are going to be your most profitable, obviously. The less legs you have to add, the more probability you have of profiting, okay? So good spot there. Rowdy Tellez over 0.5 bases at minus 120 on Fanatics. 7.64 EV, minus 142 are the consensus across 41 books. AI simulation projection data on the over as well. Rowdy Tellez over 0.5 bases is a fantastic spot. Wilyer Abreu over 0.5 hits at minus 153 on Profit X. Heavily favored to go over 0.5 hits. 7.29 EV still, though, with the consensus at minus 184. So even though the payout won't be as big because you're getting it at minus 153, you're still playing a high probability play that is a solid EV play, and that's what you want to focus on the most, especially if you have a lower bankroll. This is for the most of the people who play these books and have a lowerish bankroll. are going to want to use this filter, so it's only showing them favored plays. As you can see, Underdog shows right here. Now, when a DFS book like an Underdog shows, we know that it is a sharp play from the sharp books, minus 140 or higher. So it's a little bit different, obviously, because you don't see the odds for Underdog like you do these regular books. So on Underdog, if Prizepicks, Dabble, Betr, the sharp and safe is going to show you plays that are minus 140 or higher among sharp books only. Okay, so it's still going to be a sharp play. JT Jin under 4.5 hits allowed is on Novig at minus 125, 7.17 EV percent. Minus 147 is the consensus across 30 books. Great spot there. AI simulation projection data on the under as well. So good spots all around, man. We got a lot of solid options. Let's go to the game center, check that out, and then we'll go over to the home run predictor. All right, so first things first, we want to click here, select all. Let's go ahead and go MLB, NHL, WNBA. I believe we need to get WNBA added to the game center, by the way. Let me hit up the team, because WNBA should be on the game center. Okay. All right, so looking at the absolute best plays, let's go to the sharp and safe, see if we have any. Okay. The best play that I would go with right now when it comes to being sharp and safe would be the Seattle Mariners first half money line at minus 145 on Circa. The reason this is a great play is because it's heavily favored already on Circa to happen. So the probability of this play hitting is extremely high. Okay, consensus odds, though, are all the way up to minus 170. So you're still getting great value at minus 145 across 66 books, 6.45 expected value. So Seattle Mariners first half money line at minus 145 on Circa is going to be amazing. If you play it anywhere else, just get it as close to that minus 145 as you possibly can, because you know that is the key to what we're looking for. High EV Heat. If we switch to high EV Heat, this is not going to be worrying too much if a player is favored or not. Okay, so as you can see, the Houston Astros right here sticks out because it's got 72 books baked into the consensus. Houston Astros first half money line at plus 143 on Circa. 126 is the consensus across 72 books. 7.13 expected value. So really good spot here. So what's going to show under high EV Heat is going to be plays that are 30 or more books baked into the consensus and just a high EV. That's really the only two factors. It's not needing it to be a favorite or not. Okay, the sharp and safe is different because it's showing you plays that are already favored and already have a higher probability of hitting in general. Those are going to be more consistent W's. You're not going to make as much profit long term, but you will make profit nonetheless, and you will win more consistently. So it just depends on your goals and what your bankroll is looking like. All right, let's move on. Let's go check out the home run predictor, see what the home run calls are for the day. Now, this should come as no surprise. As long as Shohei Ohtani is facing an pitcher, he's going to be in the nuke zone. I mean, the dude's consistently in the nuke zone, rightfully so. Dude's been absolutely slugging. A lot of these plays you see at the top here have just been absolutely slugging. Devers has been super hot. Honestly, he got super hot since the tool's been saying that he is in the nuke zone. Devers been fantastic. He's going against Senga, who is a solid pitcher, but he is giving a solid launch angle allowed. So this is kind of letting you know that while Senga has been solid, he's giving up a solid launch angle, and so things could end up going haywire at times for him if he's given that type of launch angle allowed on a consistent basis. Plus, he's given out an average EV exit velocity allowed and hard hit percent. He's not getting a ton of hard contact on his barrel. He's not giving up a high barrel percent, but nonetheless, right now, he could be, what the data is telling us is Senga could have been getting a little bit lucky so far to start the year, and this launch angle could come back to haunt him, especially with a guy like Rafael Devers, who has a solid launch angle rating, elite exit velocity rating. If he gets a hold of one on the barrel like he's been doing a lot lately, he's going to send it. You feel what I'm saying? So Devers is a good one. Let's look at Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's in a good spot. I can never say this dude's name. I'm just going to call him Brandon. I don't know how you say his last. Fat? Like fat? Is that how you say it? Whatever. Shohei Ohtani against Fat is a 17.47 home run score. I mean, look at the number. Dude's got an elite barrel percent, an elite exit velocity, an elite hard hit percent. He's facing against Fat, who's got a solid exit velocity allowed and a solid hard hit percent. Those are not a recipe for success for him, okay? It's a recipe for success for Shohei Ohtani. And while it's only plus 160, you might want to get it in. Now, there's something that was added that's pretty cool. If you go to it's automatically showing you consensus odds. These are consensus odds across every book. Now, if you go, let's say you're doing it on FanDuel, which a lot of people do home run parlays and stuff over on FanDuel. So let's say you're wanting to make a FanDuel slip. Click on FanDuel, it'll show you the FanDuel odds. Now, Vegas Edge is going to show you where you have the edge comparative to the odds, right? So you have a plus 750 spot on Nolan Arenado. He is in the cold zone, though. So, I mean, I would scroll down until I get a nuke, and there you go. Devers at plus 470 is great Vegas odds. Now, the Vegas Edge is comparing where the odds are on FanDuel to where the consensus is. So that's what Vegas Edge is going to give you. So Nolan Arenado is plus 750 on FanDuel, whereas if you go back to consensus and go Arenado, he's plus 555 consensus. So that's a good difference between those two. So that's what that is going to show you. Okay? Vegas Edge is going to show you where the edge is when you compare where you're getting the line on the site you've selected compared to where consensus is. Now, again, I'm not interested in these cold zone guys, though. They're just not hitting the ball very well. But nuke zone is where you want to be. Now, if you want the best, absolute best option, nuke zone, sweet spot. Nuke zone sweet spot filter is going to show you plays that not only have a solid Vegas edge, but also have the high nuke zone ready. So it's showing you, okay, you're getting the best value with this play. Not only are you getting the plus 470 for Rafael Devers, where it's, better like worse odds other places. So you're getting great value with him at 470, but you're also getting him in a nuke zone. Abreu, who's also on the team, is another guy who's expected to do well. Pete Alonso against Hunter Dobbins is another expected good spot at plus 360. It also keeps you in that sweet spot of like the plus 300 odds to the plus 500. So you're not playing two favored guys where you're just like, not getting a ton of payout from them. You're able to stay in that sweet spot of the plus 300 to the plus 500 zone. So you're playing, just great overall spots. So take advantage of that filter as well. So there's some really good spots that we have on the board. I'd go Rafael Devers against Senga for a home run at plus 470 is just great options. I'd be willing to take that shot, especially with the way he's been hitting the ball lately. And then Pete Alonso against Hunter Dobbins at plus 360 are a couple really good home run spots. All right? Thank y'all for joining me as always, man. Let's have a big Monday. Let's keep dominating all of these amazing things that come with Props Made Easy. Is only $20 a month. Lock in, man. It is a simple decision. Lock in, utilize it correctly for the span of a month, and you will see why it's got over 22,000 active members right now. All right? Thank y'all for joining me as always, man. Let's keep dominating MLB. I'm out. Peace.